Well, I think empathetic people often have problems with forgiving people, not in like a way we cannot forgive, but we do it too often and too much, as I think. And I think it's mainly because of the empathy or sympathy we feel with people, and we kind of excuse their behavior with whatever they have been going through in that particular moment. So if you know what I mean, it's like you know that person is going through something bad, so you forgive them for like crossing your boundaries a bit. And I think we do hear this like word egoism too much, that we think it's like constantly bad, and we perceive it as something like which is really 100% negative. And people who are mostly people who are empathetic, and like I think majority of empathetic people, but you should not be empathetic to feel like that. But we think that people have a permission to act like that because they're going through something deep, and they have a permission to act bad with us and just to treat us like shit just because they're going through something bad. But I I promise or not, it's like, you should have your boundaries, and something you would not allow to cross, even for people who are going through somehow, for example. And it's mostly about friends or like partners, but even about strangers. But we often forgive people for doing something bad because of how they feel. And I'm not okay with my friends shouting at me, even though I know they have some problems with their family or stuff, because they're not allowed to talk to me like that. Just, it's not a negativism. It's not like I don't care about their problems, but I do care about me first. And I think everybody should care about themselves first, and I don't think it's a bad thing or whatever. I think you should care about yourself. It's healthy. It's something like you're the only person who you're going to be with for whole your life. And I think it's pretty normal to care about yourself first, because nobody is gonna stay forever, and that will be people that come and leave, and the question is for how long only. So it's sometimes you just have to separate understanding what is person going through and understanding their feelings and what have they done to you, and that crosses your boundaries actually, so you don't really want it to continue. And sometimes it may be hard, but you should kind of get used to it, and to not say that it makes you somehow egoistic, I mean in a negative way, but you should just understand that this understanding of like the reason does not give them a permission to act like that still. So there are some things you should care about, and for sure that it affects like some problems. They usually affect how people interact with you, but there are still some boundary they're not allowed to walk through. They're not allowed to cross something you're not okay with. And as soon as you feel like that, nothing can be an excuse for this thing. Like, there, for me, for example, but it can be really personal, but as for me, there is no excuse for men hating me or, touching me in bad way, something like pushing even. Like my partner, I don't really, like, you may have daddy issues, you may have anger issues, but whatever, I'm not really interested in this. So, like, do whatever you want, but this is not allowed in my presence and for me. So I think you should kind of have your boundaries and not excuse people who are crossing them, even though you may understand what they're going through. So yeah, I think that's all for today.